Click record. All right, I think we are recording, and I just started my timer too. Hi, Renee.
Okay.
How are
Hello.
you?
I am tired. I set up a book fair today, and it's my fourth one this year. I'm so tired.
Oh
So
my
if I
goodness.
don't make sense, I'm really sorry.
That's okay. I'm right there with you. For our discussion today, some topics that we need to go over include collection decisions and what that process looks like for our district.
Hmm.
We also need to talk about the book selection process and House Bill 900 and how that has
Hmm.
impacted collection development.
Okay.
So, I guess first question, um, how do you make collection decisions?
I
How
use
do
a spinner and say, where does it land today? No. So, using Follett, since we use Follett, they have the um I'm sorry, my words are not going to come to me as quickly as they should, but they have the reports that you can run and see, the age of your collection. You can see what books have been discarded or are lost. You can track the series of books. So you can do all of those things through Follett and looking at your reports that way. Um, I also feel like your collection development should look like the people that you are serving. So I do take into effect their requests that they have if it fits in with what I'm able to buy because I'm elementary right now. And so I do have a lot of kids, where's the manga? And I'm like, that just doesn't fly in our district at this level. You'll have to wait till you get to middle school. And so you have to tell them that. But I do look at what their interests are as well, in trying to meet the needs of everybody
Yes.
when ordering.
Do you look at like Follett lists, like
Oh,
bestsellers and stuff
yeah.
like that?
So there's other things that I do, not just Follett. Sorry, my mind went bleh.
That's
Um,
okay.
I'm telling you, it's the end of the day. Um, so yeah, so when they also like they have the series tracker, so that helps. But that's not the only place. When you are ordering books, you need to make sure that like our district says you have to have at least three reviews of the book to make sure that it's good quality things. And so one of the things I use is this Kirkus review magazine. I get that and I'll read through the reviews. School Library Journal's another good one that I do, but a lot of times when you just go and look at the books in Follett as well, they're going to have the review. You can click on there and say how many reviews you want to see. And so you kind of, when looking at reviews, you kind of look at where the person reviewing it is from too, because since we're in Texas, they, if you're getting a really, really big liberal one, then a lot of times that's going to have a different viewpoint than what our community in Abilene
Yes. Yes. Agreed.
enjoys reading.
Yes. Yeah, that makes sense. Um, do you look at, well, I guess you already kind of said it. What about like surveys? Or do you just word of mouth personally talk to students? Hey, what books would you like to have in the library that you don't already see in the library? I don't think, at least in
Well,
elementary.
so and when I did middle school, I had a dry erase board
Oh. Okay.
like when they first, so different games, different things set up, and I'd put up their book requests, or there's also a place that they could request books for that. But I mean, if in elementary and in middle school, I have kids when it's time to check out, they're looking for certain books and they're like, do we have this book? I'm looking for this book. And so that gives me an idea.
Yep.
And we
Yep.
also do interlibrary loans. And
Hmm.
so I can look and see what books are being requested because we don't have them.
Yep.
So yeah, that's,
Okay.
do I do a
That's great.
survey? No, because
Gotcha.
I forget to look at it.
Yeah. And then at elementary school, I don't know if they have the means to access that form, that survey that you would send out. Well, maybe teachers can do it. I don't know. I don't know. Um,
Yeah. That's just one more thing for me to do. So no.
yeah. Yeah.
Word of mouth is very, I mean, they are not afraid to ask for a book
Yes.
and what it is. And you have some that are very skilled in their reading and they're like, why don't we have this? And I'm like, well, this year it's been harder because I'm like, check with me in about 2 years and you might get it. No.
Yeah. Amen. With how slow things go. Um, how do you make collection decisions? Okay, we talked about that. What does the process look like in the district? Did you already
Um,
say that?
I don't think so. So this year, because of House Bill 13, we had we now our school district chose to have a Slack committee, and then so they have to approve anything that we get that we want to get, and then it has to go before the school board, and then a principal has to approve it. So we do a lot of, like I said, we read the reviews because it does have to have at least three good quality reviews for it. Now, some of the books um like I think it's Bellwether or something or Capstone, a lot of the nonfiction books don't really have the reviews just because people don't review them, but you have certain vendors that you're like, okay, they usually always have good quality. So you do have to kind of pretend like they have reviews, but
Yeah. And then
I don't know what I was saying.
yeah,
Hello, Professor. I'm really sorry. She's working with an old lady whose brain is not working after book fair.
oh, that's funny. Okay, collection decisions. Okay, so we talked about the age and stuff, the process.
Yeah, yeah.
So, you talked about like kind of approval has to go to Slack and then it has to go to the board and then our principal has to sign it and stuff like
Hmm.
that. Um,
A lot of times too, I try and get books that feed off of like the curriculum they're studying because
oh yeah.
teachers like want books to go like kindergarten just did a big fairy tale unit. Well, that's easy to supplement that with extra books. And so I try and have those things available or like social studies and sciences, whatever they're working on, I try and have books that go along with what they're studying so that because the kids will come in interested in the topic that they've
Just
just
learned about.
studied. Yeah, like
Yep.
they did a big mythology unit in second grade and coming up with appropriate mythology books that aren't sexually, no, just
Sexually explicit.
yeah, exactly. No, that was tricky, but you now, I don't know if you know this site that's called Edelweiss. Edelweiss is a one where you can go and look at the books, for free, kind of. So it's a good place to look through a book and see it
Awesome.
if it fits the criteria you're looking for.
Yeah, awesome. Be sure to ask about the book selection process. Um, okay, now let's talk a little bit more about House Bill 900, how that has impacted collection decisions. Has it affected collection decisions? I still think we're able to make our own decisions on it's an extra step for it to be approved, right? We can
Right.
still make our own decisions on what we want in the library. It's just another person to just kind of have our back.
Well, yeah, and I mean, elementary does not hit the sexually explicit books that way,
Yeah.
but I mean, you're gonna be hit with the gay people who are transgender, gay, that kind of things. They do sometimes have books with my two dads or, things like that. And so you do have to stop and think, I don't see it as that, but I do, if they talk about they they have two dads, that's not a sexually explicit kind of thing. Now, if it's a book that's promoting that, I think twice about that. Like, or like maybe because we do have fifth grade, so it's more kind of like it might be a little middle schoolish,
Yeah.
and so it that I do think twice now and think, do I really want the battle? And you know, is this really something I want the kids to be reading about? So I do think about that a little more on that. But and reading the reviews is very important. And sometimes I do feel like some of the books have tags. Um, like we were discussing this book, Elementary. There was I don't remember what it was, but it was little animals. And at the beginning of the book, there were these animals, and it was saying one of them was a they them, which I thought was really weird. Why this isn't really appropriate. And it's not, I chose not to get that series simply because when I read they them, it does not make sense in my head. I mean, when it's reading through it, it doesn't make sense to me. But I get why they tagged it that, but then there's others that tag it that just because one character winked at the other one. So you kind of have to read the tags and then figure out like that going to Edelweiss and reading through kind of helps too.
That's
See
nice.
what
Yeah.
exactly are they talking about?
Yes. I am gonna add a question, and I think just forgot it. Oh, well, how do you think SB 13 has affected like parent choice and intellectual freedom and this, that, and all? It's not on here, but I just
Hmm.
wanted to kind of maybe touch on it. We have like 2 more minutes. Um, And I know AISD, we used to have a partnership, AISD with the Abilene Public Library, and that is
Hmm.
no longer allowed. How do you think SB 13 has affected, intellectual freedom or parent choice and stuff like that? You can talk about it for like another
Right.
few
That
minutes.
was it was a sad day when we had to break apart from our public library delivering books straight to the kids because of they could order anything from the public library, so that exposes them to the content that might possibly damage them for life. So that was a sad, sad day. Um, but we do have the parent portal in Destiny, and so parents can now um, go in and block what what their students can check out. And we have had people who have actually used it and they block the access. So, um, a parent should guard their children's mind and it doesn't have to agree with what we have. So I'm glad we have that. It kind of takes the um, pressure, puts it on the parent, because you can just say, hey, yeah, this is, we're just honoring your parents' wishes. Um, I
Uh-oh. Are you still there?
yeah, can you
Oh,
hear me?
got it.
Am I good? You were
Yes.
sitting there like, and so I was like, oh man, I've zoned her out.
I can see you now.
Okay, good.
Is it still recording?
I
Okay,
don't
it's
know.
still. Well, we're just gonna see how it
It says
happens.
this meeting is being recorded, so we
Oh, so
promise we have not been drinking for this assignment.
that's after the.
Yeah.
So funny. Well, we are at 16-minute mark, and I don't want to take up too much of your time. So thank you for talking with me and
Yeah.
clarifying some things. And I'm sure I'll have more questions
Yeah.
later. So
I'm there for you.
awesome.
I may not have all the answers, but I'll make up something.
All the brain cells might not be there, but
Exactly. Catch me fresh in the morning and you might get a maybe a better answer. I don't know.
sounds good. All right. See you, Renee. Thank
Okay,
you.
bye.